Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I am here to help you with your listening skills this morning. It's early, it's dark, but we are here to get motivated to learn English fluently. And listening skills are something that so many of my English students here at Go Natural English tell me are a big challenge. So tell me, we are live here. Tell me in the comments, first of all, hello, good morning. Hi, Sergio, nice to see you. Vignesh, tell me hello. And tell me, yes or no, are listening skills challenging for you? Is it challenging to understand native English speakers when they speak English quickly? I know as your English teacher, I speak English clearly. I speak a little slowly. I enunciate each sound so it's easy to understand me. But what about people out in the real world, in the streets, in your office? How about listening to them? So today I'm going to give you one big tip that comes from the English Fluency Formula audio ebook. And I'm going to go to page 28, which is about listening skills. Listening skills. It's so important whether you want to understand native English conversation or a movie or the news. I remember when I was studying Spanish for the first time many years ago, and I was actually working with Spanish-speaking children in a school. I was teaching after-school activities, and they would speak Spanish, and I would listen and try to understand, and I would hear them speaking clearly, but I couldn't understand what they were saying. I didn't know whether they were saying, like, there was two words that I got confused. Hacer, which means to be, or hacer, which is to do. And I was like, which are they saying? I don't understand. And so that led me to want to improve my listening skills in Spanish. And this was like way before Go Natural English. This was 15 or 16 years ago. No, more than that. This was like 18 years ago. So that made me want to really research about listening skills and language acquisition and get my master's degree in teaching English and write this ebook, which, by the way, I need to tell you, this is very important. Today, the English Fluency Formula audio ebook is on sale for 50% off. So if you click on the little arrow to open the description for this video, you will see a link to get your own copy and to read the whole thing, and it's 50% off today. So listening, there is one tip that I want to tell you that will greatly improve your listening skills. And the reason why I could not understand my Spanish-speaking children, students, not my children, but my students, is because I was thinking about how the words look on paper and not how they actually sound in the real world when people use them. I wasn't thinking with my ears. I was listening. I was trying to listen, not with my ears. I was trying to listen with my eyes. Do you understand what I'm saying? How can you listen with your eyes? How do we listen with our eyes? Well, our eyes can help us, of course. We can read lips, but this is not the correct way to listen. Now, maybe it seems very obvious and you're like, okay, teacher Gabby, I'll listen with my ears. Got it. But what I mean is that we have to stop trying to listen in the same way that we read. So when you're reading a book, you see the words on the page. You can see that this says listening. But what we do as adults is we apply the rules for sounds in our native language, your first language. What is your first language? Tell me in the comments. We apply those rules to the words we see on the paper. Okay, so instead of reading listening, if I was a native Spanish speaker, I might think that I read this like a listening. Or if I was a Japanese speaker, I might think listening, or something that follows the rules, something that sounds a bit more closely to the rules of my native language, okay? So the important thing is to stop listening with your eyes. It's good to read. Don't stop reading. Reading helps us with our vocabulary and structure. And you can listen to this ebook. There's an audio MP3 that you get when you get the ebook. So it's very important because it's very important to listen with your ears and not with your eyes. We have to consider that sounds do not follow the spelling in English. Let's take the example of O-U-G-H. Can you think of any words in English that end or have, usually end with O-U-G-H? Can you think of any words? Tell me in the comments. Can you think of any words that end in O-U-G-H? Yes, tough, T-O-U-G-H. I'm home tree. Thank you for that example. Ahmad, same example. Good. Tough, show stealer. Kamala, good. Tough. Okay. Rough, tough. Now we have different examples. Cough. Thought. Okay, thorough. Do you hear how each of these words has a different sound? Ought. Cough. Just the word cough. GH sounds like an F. We would not know that if we hadn't heard the word. Rough sounds like uff. Cough sounds like off, cough. Do you hear the difference in the vowels? So this is a spelling that is especially challenging because the same letters, O-U-G-H, can have different sounds. So what do? Well, we need to stop listening with our eyes only and listen with our ears. And we have to apply the sounds correctly. We have to understand the sounds correctly. We have to think about the sound off, cough, going with the meaning of the word to cough. Cough is right? Cover your mouth, of course. And what are some other words? We have thoughts. We have ought. I see a good example there. Bought. Josem, good example. We have though, kind of like although or however. Thoroughly, Sergey, nice example, thoroughly. So this is an example I wanted to share with you of 4 little letters, O-U-G-H, that make many different sounds. And for better or worse, in English, we have many of these cases where we have 1 letter or 2 letters or 3 letters or 4 letters that can make many different sounds. So we cannot rely on our eyes only for understanding English through textbooks. We need to rely on our ears. We have to listen carefully to fluent English conversation and listen for meaning. What does this meaning tell us when we hear the word cough, when we hear the word though, when we hear the word thorough? We need to look for meaning and not just the spelling. We've been trained so much in the classroom to look for the spelling of words, spelling tests, and writing essays, and being ridiculed or yelled at by our teacher when we don't spell things correctly. Spelling is important, don't get me wrong, it's very important. However, for listening skills, we need to stop thinking so much about the spelling and start thinking about the sounds of the word. And not just the sounds of the word, but what are we hearing in context? When you listen to English, try not to just listen to individual words. Try to listen to full sentences, conversations, especially at this level. You are at least an intermediate English learner, English speaker. You should be listening to conversations. And it's okay if you don't catch every word. We have to go for understanding, make it a goal to understand the main idea of the sentence, and think about what would logically be said in this situation. Okay? Ahmad's asking, I was wondering, do you speak this way in your videos? I mean, is it easier to understand you in your videos? Well, I'm speaking clearly because I'm presenting information. And so if I want to teach something, if you want to teach something, you should present it in a clear way. So when you are not in a professional or educational situation, maybe you are out with your friends or family or in a more casual situation with English speakers, they won't always speak so quickly. I mean, they won't always speak so clearly. They will speak more quickly. Okay? Okay, so there are a lot of other examples in this chapter. For example, the GH can make an F sound, like cough. The O in women makes an I sound. We don't say whoa, man. We say women. Women. It sounds like an I. Women. I'm looking at my book. I'm looking down at my book. The TI in motion makes a sh sound. Motion. It's not motion, it's motion, right? Women is a great word to practice because even intermediate and advanced English speakers, I hear kind of a strange way of pronouncing this. So practice it with me. Let's say it together. Women. Okay? Good. And there's other words with silent letters like lamb, Lamb, knife, Knife, and castle, Castle. There's a lot of examples in the English Fluency Formula audio ebook where you can read and listen. Okay, there are a lot of examples in here. I'm going to move ahead for the sake of time and give you some suggestions about how to improve your listening skills. As I'm really emphasizing, my one biggest tip for you is to stop listening with your eyes. So when you come from a background of learning English in the classroom, you learn a lot of English in the classroom with your eyes. You look at the board. The teacher writes on the board. You read your textbook. You're always looking at your textbook with your eyes. How much time do you actually get to listen to native English in the classroom? How much time do you actually get to speak? It's less time than reading your textbook or the board or worksheets or other materials that your teacher gives you. So when you come from this way, this traditional way of English learning, thank you, R.I. Shah, for your compliment. Awesome work. Thank you so much. When you come from this way of learning, we have to start anew. We have to start fresh. We have to stop thinking with our eyes, with that reading information, thinking about text and spelling. And we have to start thinking with our ears as if English were a new language to us. Because let's be real, let's be honest. When you leave the classroom and you go into the real world and you hear fluent, native, fast English for the first time, it sounds like a new language. I have to tell you a quick story. As I told you, I was studying Spanish for the first time like 18 years ago. And I took 2 years of university Spanish. And I remember after about 2 years of studying, I went to see a foreign movie, which was a movie from Argentina, where people speak Spanish. And the name of the movie was Nueve Reinas, 9 Queens. I love that movie. If you've ever seen it, tell me. If you have not seen it, I recommend it. If you like suspense. Okay. Anyway, when I was in the theater, I was listening to the movie and I couldn't understand a single word. I was reading the subtitles in English so I could understand because my reading skills were strong in Spanish. Do you feel like your reading skills are stronger in English than your listening skills? Tell me in the comments, yes or no. So I was listening and I couldn't understand a single word and I was really freaked out. I was like shocked. I was thinking, is this Spanish? This isn't Spanish. Why can't I understand a single word of this movie? I just studied Spanish for 2 years. Every day for 2 years in the classroom with a college professor at a good school. And I spent a lot of time and money. Someone's asking about freak out, control union. Freak out means to kind of go crazy, like be shocked, surprised, very surprised, or upset. It's a good phrasal verb. Here we go, learning phrasal verbs today too. So I freaked out. You can practice saying this with me. I freaked out. It's a bit casual. It's a bit informal. I freaked out. And yeah, it was frustrating. Pedro, good word. I freaked out because I thought, what is this? I can't understand a single word of Spanish. So I just share this experience with you because I know what it's like. I know what it's like to freak out when you hear English in the real world or in a movie or in the news or the radio, or anything. And you've studied English for years, but you still can't understand it. And that's why we're here. That's why we're here learning today about how to stop listening with your eyes and start listening with your ears. So at that point, when I was listening to the words in the movie and watching the movie in Spanish that I couldn't understand, I thought, okay, I need to stop reading the subtitles and I need to just listen. And I cannot tell you how many times I watched that movie. I watched the movie again and again at home so I could listen without the subtitles and catch more of the Spanish. And I'm not going to tell you that it was immediate or overnight, but, oh, Julia, thank you so much for your nice comment. I'm a student starting to learn so much from you. It takes time. It takes repetition. It takes patience. But one of the best things you can do is find a movie or a short TV show that you enjoy and watch it repeatedly. And if you enjoy it, it won't get boring. You should listen to the English carefully. But first, don't try to catch every single word. This is impossible. I mean, even for native speakers, we don't always catch every single word. We don't always understand every single word. Someone asked about the book that I'm referencing, the audio ebook, The English Fluency Formula, Fluent English in 15 Minutes a Day. This is an ebook where I put all my best tips in here for you to download and read and listen to. And if you open the description, you'll see a link to this to get it for 50% off today. It's a limited time promotion to help you with your listening skills and all skills. So what I was saying before I saw that question is that you want to find a listening material like a movie or a TV show, something fun that you enjoy, and watch it for the main idea. So in each scene, try to understand, in each part of the movie or each part of the TV show, try to understand the main idea, not every single word. Try to catch 60%. 50%. Start with 50%. Can you understand half of what people are saying? Start there and then watch again and see if you can catch a little more. You can check your understanding. After you challenge yourself with listening only, you can check your understanding by watching the subtitles. But have you ever noticed that subtitles are sometimes different than the actual words that you hear? It's true. I learned this when I was watching that movie in Spanish, Nueve Reinas, 9 Queens in English. I saw the words appearing in the subtitles different than I was hearing them. And this is another reason why we have to train our ears carefully. Because if we rely on reading, if we rely on subtitles, we're not going to understand what people are saying. Okay, so we need to train our ears. We need to train our ears letting go of what we think the letters in words should sound like and start anew, start fresh. Just think, what does this sound mean? okay? When my Spanish-speaking student was saying hacer, I have to think about the whole sentence. Was he saying something about to be or not to be? Hacer. Or was he saying to do something? Like, quiero hacer blah, blah, blah. I want to do blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah is just an example. We say blah, blah, blah in English when we want to just fill in some blank. It doesn't matter what the words are. For example, I want to do something fun. Quiero hacer algo divertido. Okay, so I want to do something fun. So I had to listen to the whole sentence that my student was saying and not just focus so specifically on the individual words. So definitely I could understand that this child, this student that I was teaching like 18 years ago, wanted to do something fun. He wasn't saying some Shakespearean poem to be or not to be. He was saying, I want to do something. Teacher, I want to do this. Let me do this. Okay, so you have to think about the context, the main idea. Try to get the point. What is this person trying to communicate with you? Use your ears. Don't rely so much on the letters that you think are in the word and what you have read in your textbook, and try to train your ears from zero, understanding what people want to say. Okay, I have to get going. I have a meeting. I think I'm late for my meeting, so I have to go. It's a busy morning, but I wanted to come here and help you a little bit with English listening skills. Thank you so much for being here. Hayen, Jermaine, Denisa, Leonardo, well, you guys are awesome. Thank you for your comments. Ciro from Brazil, awesome. Make sure to leave your answers in the comments so that I can check them and reply to you later today. And remember, if you want to get all my best tips from Go Natural English in one place, the English Fluency Formula audio ebook is on sale today for 50% off. Check the link in the description. Just click on the little arrow that's pointing down and you can open the description and click on that link. Okay, guys, have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful day, wonderful everything. Good vibes to you and mwah, bye for now.